So we're going to begin with introductions. We don't have to go 1 through, I think we're at 1 through 9 at this point, so whoever wants to go first. And what I want to draw your attention to is your timekeeper over there. We're doing 2 minutes on an introduction, so please be mindful of that, and if you are not mindful, I'll help you remember. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Bob Hasagawa, and hoping that you're not going to vote me off the island first thing off. I am a longtime social justice activist. I come out of the labor movement, former head of Teamsters Local 174, where we successfully implemented transformational organizational change within a multi-million-dollar organization. That's quite a qualification, especially to be able to survive the Teamsters reform movement that way. I think that's quite an endorsement. But what I plan to do with the city is a similar transformation. Because when you talk to people out there on the street, the one thing that is common amongst all of them is a cynicism about the current structure. Everybody feels like decisions are being made at the top by people with money who are pulling strings, and nobody really knows how those strings are being pulled. But those decisions are landing on us in the neighborhood and feeling like, well, how did that happen? So what I want to do is re-ground our democracy and change the power structure from a top-down model that we're all kind of feeling trapped within right now, and revert it to a bottom-up model, similar to what we did with the transformational change with a small d-democracy within the Teamsters Union. So I intend to do that by re-engaging the neighborhood councils and using them as organizing tools to go into our communities and re-engage our communities. So you all sitting here in this room should be able to make decisions, if you adequately represent your neighborhoods, to put resources into your neighborhood council so that you can organize at this grassroots level, and to really transform how our organizational structure within the city is going to operate. So I'm Bob Hasagawa, and would appreciate you not voting me off the island first.
Hi, thanks for having me here. I appreciate it. My name is Jason Roberts. I'm a small business owner, a consultant, and a lifetime resident of Seattle. I'm running for mayor because I believe that we are at a critical juncture in our city's history. Rapid growth has really provided a lot of economic prosperity for us, but it also has come with some growing pains like unaffordable housing and homelessness, the increased opioid epidemic, and other issues like that. I think that because the city is bringing in more money than it ever has before, that it's time that we bring the balance back and bring the power back to the communities. I think that I'm skipping down my speech that I've memorized in my head, so I apologize. I believe that we can invest in our communities through small business and allow communities to make decisions for themselves, such as upzoning. I believe that I am stuttering. And
You're doing great. We've all been.
I appreciate it. Anyway, don't vote me off the island.
I'm sure it was good. Good evening. My name is Jessin Farrell, and I am number 9. I am also a former state representative from the 46th District, having represented Northeast Seattle, Lake Forest Park, and Kenmore in Olympia for 5 years. I am a mother of 3. I am a lawyer and former executive director of Transportation Choices Coalition. I have also worked in executive levels in government for Pierce Transit. I have been endorsed by labor and environmental groups, and also great organizations like King County Young Democrats in the 46th District, as well as elected officials across the region. I am running because I am deeply concerned about the affordability crisis facing our district, facing our community and our city. And we have seen it play out whether you are a renter and you are worried about how you're going to make rent, whether you're a property owner and have been living in the same place for 40 years and maybe you're on a fixed income and are worried about property taxes. Or you're a young family trying to get into a market where $700,000 is the median price. We need to work now to address the affordability crisis in our community. As mayor, I believe deeply that we need to make sure that we have a transportation system that works. To me, that means speeding up delivery of light rail from Ballard to downtown and West Seattle. I believe that we need a partner in our public schools, that City Hall needs to partner with our public schools to help close the opportunity gap. As a parent in this race with 2 kids in public schools, I know what's going on in our community schools and think we need someone who can help close some of those gaps. Finally, we need a leader who will be fighting the issue on fighting climate change. As the federal government has pulled out of this issue, we need our cities to step up and lead. And I want to do that, and I would love to have the opportunity to talk more about these issues. So please keep me on the island so that we can continue this conversation this evening. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Tennille Cato, and I'm a grant writer, a business owner, and a philanthropist. I said that wrong, didn't I? And I'm here today to invite all of you to discuss with me how we can merge our influences together so that we can build a powerhouse of leaders in building the community. As you know, Seattle, Washington is an up-and-coming powerhouse for businesses, nonprofits, and nonprofit holistic wellness centers. So, merging our influences together as powerhouse leaders in return can create more traffic coming to and from Seattle. My name is Tennille Cato. I'm running for mayor.
What's your number? My number's 5. Oh, number 5. Hi, my name is Jenny Durkin. I'm number 8, and I'm running for mayor. And I want to say it is so great to be here in West Seattle. I hope you don't vote me off the island. I'm glad my friend Joe McDermott, who's supporting my campaign, is here. I think I have doorbelled almost every precinct in West Seattle. And there are a lot of hills. I had a friend of mine from West Seattle who said that they were recently at a dinner and they were seriously considering whether West Seattle should secede from Seattle. I beg you no. I was very honored to serve as President Obama's U.S. attorney here in Seattle. I miss President Obama every day. And who misses President Obama? Right? So for me, I was very proud to do public service, and in that job, believe it or not, the Justice Department had been existing for over 200 years. I was the first openly gay person to serve to be appointed by a president at the Department of Justice and serve as a U.S. attorney. And I thank the president for that, because I think it said a lot about equality and justice. I was proud as U.S. attorney to lead police reform in the city. I think we needed it, and I think we got to a point where we could have good constitutional policing, and the area where we saw most of the problems was in crisis intervention. It's changed and it's saved lives. I love this city. The reason I'm running for mayor is because I know we can build the future. We've always built it here, we've always stood up for what was right, and we've always got to that better place. And our better place has to have more affordable housing so everyone can live here. We have to tackle the problem of the homeless, and I have a plan for that I hope we can discuss. And we have to talk about climate and be the solution for climate, because President Trump has made clear what his values are in that. And finally, it means something to be a sanctuary city. The day that President Trump's travel ban came, I went to SeaTac Airport and helped get one of the first orders stopping them from illegal deporting people. I will fight for Seattle values, and I will make sure our future is a good one. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Michael Harris. I'm running for mayor. I'm number 2. I'm so thrilled to be in Fauntleroy. How many of you remember Springer the Orca? Right up here, little stranded orca. You do, right? 15 years ago, we had a little stranded orca here, and I was very proud and honored to be part of the effort to get that little orca back. one of the many things I've done, but in my career, I have been a 30-year network television producer, last 15 years for ABC News. I've also been executive director of the Pacific Whale Watch Association. That's why I got a whale tail in my logo there, my sign. But I represented 37 businesses in British Columbia and Washington, generating close to $200 million in economic impact. Directing an ecotourism industry that is so critical to this city and this region. But for ABC News, Good Morning America World News, they call me Disaster Boy, because which can cut both ways, right? But they call me Disaster Boy because they send me into these horrible tragedies that we've seen, from wildfires to mudslides to, I've covered 13 mass shootings in the last 3 years. And they put me right in the middle of that. I can't send a czar. I can't send an assistant to go do that, and I can't write the story before I get there. And that's all I know coming in here. I've been involved in campaigns, but the ethic that I've learned as an ABC News producer is to get in there and immerse. I'm going to do that with homelessness. I'm already doing that with homelessness, even before I'm elected mayor. And I do this with all the issues. We have so many issues in this city, sanctuary city, so many of these issues that we all share and believe in. It's just a matter of you all deciding, well, who is really the action figure here? Who's the person who's going to go in and address these issues? I'm that person. And I got into the race late. My metrics are a little low. But in time, you're going to hear about me. You're going to hear about our campaign. We really mean business and just love your support. Thank you.
Number six. Hello again. My name is James Norton. I'm a Seattle police officer. I've been working for the department for about 10 years, and I've been living in the city for about 20 years. The reason I'm running for mayor is pretty simple. I love the city. It's why I became a police officer, to give back to the community. And I also stumbled. More with you. All right. Not all is public speakers. It's a lot easier when it's one-on-one. But I became a police officer to give back to the city. But I'm really concerned about the fact that what I'm hearing from a lot of the concerned citizens is that we're losing our diversity in our neighborhoods. I feel that that's very true. I bring a unique perspective and understanding to the city and the issues that are facing our city. Number one, homelessness, something that I have to interact with every day. 2, traffic. The 3rd is our housing crunch. And the 4th, again, is our communities. Our communities, I feel, that diversity is something that we're losing. And from talking to them, they feel that their voice is not being heard in the decision-making process that affects them. Our current local government has forgotten what it means to serve the people of the city. I've made a difference in many people's lives, and I want to continue to do so, but in a different way. This city deserves a mayor that has integrity, accountability, and understanding of its current issues. The city also deserves a mayor that will include everyone's interest in its decision-making. I am committed to making Seattle livable for everyone.
Hi everyone, I'm Carrie Moon, I'm lucky number 7. I am running for mayor of Seattle because I believe in Seattle's potential. We are a city with incredible wealth. Our booming economy is generating so much money. We have a spirit of creativity and innovation. We have a shared progressive set of values unlike any other city in our country. But we are becoming a city of haves and have-nots, of winners and folks who feel like success is a party they weren't even invited to. I'm going to tell you the story of how I decided to run because I was so galvanized. My friend Deepa is a teacher of young refugee kids. They were out for a walk in Columbia City. They stopped in front of a restaurant because a kid asked her, "Do you think I'll ever be able to go to a restaurant?" And she said, "Of course, you can go anytime." And he said, "Oh, I thought they were only for white people." That story galvanized me. That is not the city we want to be. We all know that's not what we want our future to be. So I'm an engineer, I'm an urban planner, I'm a mom, so I'm a problem solver. I've been working on solutions to some of Seattle's biggest challenges for 20 years. I have developed a really concrete set of solutions on my website, carriemoonformayor.com, and I encourage you to check them out. I have a deep set of solutions for housing affordability, what we need to do to stop the speculation and invest in affordable housing. I have solutions around rebuilding our economy, so the wealth we're generating is getting invested back into community, into small businesses where we all can benefit. I have solutions for homelessness, and I have solutions for expanding transit, so we all have access to take the bus instead of driving in our increasingly congested streets. I believe Seattle, in this time of Trump, can be the North Star vision of what a city can be. A city with progressive values, a city that cares about the well-being of everyone, a city that's committed to shared prosperity, sustainability, creativity, and a sense of belonging for everyone. That's what my candidacy is about, and I hope you keep me around for the rest of the evening. Thanks.
Again, number 3, and I've done this before. And you might ask, why do it again? And post-election, I was working on environmental issues, working on fossil fuel divestment and other things, but I was getting really concerned about the course of the city. When I took office, we were in the depths of a recession, and we had to figure out how to get jobs. Well, we've gotten the jobs, but the growth isn't working for us. I'm watching the money go into City Hall. The budget has grown 25% over the last 3 years. $250 million, but we're told we don't have money for community center repairs. We may have to privatize Green Lake. We don't have money for homelessness, and that's not right. And then I'm looking at this issue of housing prices are going up, and the answer to every question is another regressive tax. So people are getting squeezed from both sides. So that motivated me to act. I have 3 kids. I'd like them to live here. I'd like to make sure this remains a diverse place, a place that people can come to and live. So here's what I would do. 1, reprioritize the budget, make sure we're using our money most effectively. We tax regressively, we have to spend progressively. Number 2, hold the line on sales taxes and property taxes. If we're going to tax more for this city, we should either have a tax on the wealthy, an income tax on the wealthy, or tax the big corporations that are having so much success, and ask them to pay for the impacts of growth, not the people least able to pay, which is what we're doing. We also need to fully engage the community in the actions we're taking. As a Sierra Club member, as a neighborhood person, I always wondered, why did things get done? And then I got inside it, and I discovered the same thing was true if you were low income, communities of color, immigrants, and refugees. It's really easy to stand in a room full of progressive people and say you're progressive. It's hard to make a tough decision. When the Seattle Times might criticize you, another council member might criticize you, but I always was consistently progressive and represented the people, not the power brokers. Would love your support. Number 3. Thank you.